The screen. But I am back in KL, and you guys know why I'm here. So check this out. This is the new MRT station, but I have decided to actually come back and visit Simply Enak again. Now you guys might remember a couple years ago when I first started coming to Malaysia on a regular basis, I did a food tour with Simply Enak when I was doing the I Visit KL project, but I never imagined I would develop such a relationship with one of the founders, Mark, and then here's Pauline. See, I met her before I actually met Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and just so happens I go to Penang a lot more, and I just run into Mark, but I think she's a better guy than Mark, and I'll tell him that. So we are here, we're about to start a food tour here in KL. When they sent me the itinerary, it was quite interesting because when I looked at the itinerary, I noticed that a lot of the places were new. It was a place I had never seen, and a lot of things that's going to be incorporated into this tour, and wasn't in the first time, was a lot of street art. And you guys know I love street art. You guys remember the video that we did in the Penang, had a lot of street art in it. So this is going to be something special. So we're going down into this brand new MRT, checking this out, and I will see you guys at the first dish.
Husband and wife run, and they use lard to make the tart. Very tasty. Put this in the paper here.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Starting out, it's just a egg tart. Really good. You know, for me, egg tarts don't taste like egg. Egg tarts taste like pudding to me. They've always tasted like vanilla pudding, but you can find these kind of everywhere, but they're really, really big here in Malaysia. You see them all the time. So Pauline, this is opera. All this opera?
Yeah, Chinese opera.
Chinese opera?
Yeah, Chinese opera. And they would depict the way of life and how things used to be in China, in mainland China.
Give you a little bit of context. Throughout this video, you're going to see quite a bit of Chinese, but you're also going to see Malay and Indian, Hindi. Malaysia is a country of three distinct different cultures. You have Malay, you have Chinese, and you have Indian. And you have a little bit of Portuguese colonialism influence. The British were here, the Dutch were here, pretty much everybody came through here. So what this place does is it actually shows the history of immigration a little bit through the music and the culture. Look at this. And these were donated by people who grew up here in this area. It's called Pedaling Street. We'll get over to it, but yeah, it's definitely a part of Kuala Lumpur that's distinctly Chinese. So, Pauline's got me eating this, okay? She's got me eating this. Now, this is supposed to be, we'll get in here, all right. That's shaved ice. Now, the problem for me right now is it's shaved ice with corn on the top. And I don't know what's going on here. And it looks like red beans, palm sugar, and some other stuff. But, you know, I'm gonna eat it for the internet, apparently. Okay, so here we have, it looks like that's corn on the top. Right here is corn, maybe some red beans, shaved ice. What's that? First scoop, It's a lot going on here. It's like a lot. It's basically just normal shaved ice, but it's just a lot happening. It's like a raspberry to it. Let me try a piece with the corn. Oh yeah, that's corn. That's cream corn on top of shaved ice. Is that normal? Like, is that like a traditional?
Yep, peanuts, corn.
This is palm sugar, and the difference with palm sugar is I find palm sugar to be a little sweeter, like a deeper sweetness to it. But I don't feel like it's as gritty as regular sugar. But it's definitely, that's all sugar. Oh, I'm so hot right now. I just took a big scoop of this shaved ice with the palm sugar on it, and I realized what it tastes like. So in African American community, when you have candy yams on Christmas or Easter or Thanksgiving or whatever, you use brown sugar and you put it on top and you bake it, and it gets caramelized and hard. That's what this palm sugar tastes like. It tastes like taking like a big scoop of that baked brown sugar, and it's just like a head rush. It's like just all sugar. Even though this area is covered in Pedaling Street or their Chinatown, they still have like these little holes in these gaps that where water comes in, so you have to kind of cover it up a bit like this. Do it. Let's go.
Come,
Go ahead.
No, everything will be all wet.
Ah!
Exactly. Come.
Oh,
Let's go. Yes.
It's teamwork. We got an umbrella-ish. This is the true
peanut guy. We need to have peanut guy. Yeah. Yes, go in here. We'll get peanut cake. Come. Okay.
Có trẻ.
Có dâu mùa.
Dạ.
thick. Oh, I got a good piece. Oh, that was so good. It tastes like a Chico stick. So, if you grew up in the U.S., you know what a Chico stick is. This is like a warm, pancakey Chico stick. Oh, a better look at it. I'm using my phone because I put my camera away because of the rain. But it's like a warm Chico stick, like on top that's covered in peanuts and like cooked like a pancake. Oh. So we have a clay pot chicken here, but also right here you see the Chinese sausages, but you also have, that is salted fish. You give it a little extra flavor. I usually like, and this is like steaming hot. Yeah, it's still hot, and you guys saw how it was prepared. So it kind of keeps everything cooking and marinating together. And when you get to the bottom of it, it kind of burns onto the edges, and I feel like that's my favorite part. Like right, oh, you guys see the edges? Yeah. That's the best part. So the thing about clay pot chicken is I've got to get used to looking at the actual end. The thing about clay pot chicken is you have to be very careful. It is steaming hot. It's always extremely hot, so you have to pay attention and get used to it. So I'm gonna start with a piece of fish. I've never actually had this in clay pot chicken before. Oh, it's like, woo! Ooh.
Rice.
Oh! Oh my God, it's like salt. It's just straight salt. Oh, I'm back. It just caught me by surprise a little bit. So grab a piece of the, right here. It's so good. For the herbs and the flavor. all mixing together. The chicken. Now the fish is supposed to flavor everything around it. You're not supposed to eat it like in a big chunk like that. So lesson learned. I want to show you guys. See, when I was a kid, when we used to cook rice, this is what we call scorch. That's the scorch. And I've always found that scorch gives it flavor. That's where a lot of the flavor comes from. It comes from the edges right here. You don't want it to burn too much. So that's why whenever you have clay pot chicken, you're always mixing it and trying to get the scorch off as it cools down. Also, that's one final tip about clay pot chicken. Be very careful of the bones. And this is actually throughout Asia. They don't debone a lot of the fish, a lot of the chicken here, you'll get the bones no matter what. Which, in my opinion, adds more flavor to the dish. So, if you're not used to it, like this piece of chicken here, that has a bone in it. So you guys got to be very careful when you're eating.
This place has been cleansed. It's no longer a brothel.
Guys, this place used to be a brothel, and now it's been turned into like a little cafe bar. And you'll see this a lot of Malaysia with the trees that are actually almost part of the building. And they kind of keep these things. This was the red light district which we're in. So this has all been here for decades. We have a little snacky snack here. This is rendang, chicken rendang. Maybe a better look at chicken rendang. So chicken rendang basically, actually the process was used to preserve food. I don't know if it originated in Indonesia, but rendang is very big in Indonesia, Malaysia. I know they have some in Laos also. But rendang basically is kind of like a curry, like a thick curry, and it was a preservation process, similar to the way people used to use salt to preserve meat. It was kind of similar to this. It's coconut milk. You get galangan root, ginger, some turmeric sometimes, garlic, lemongrass, shallots. It just depends on what they want to cook it with. But rendang is really good. You get it with chicken and beef a lot of times. They have fish rendang also, don't they?
Personalized, right?
Yeah, personalized. But it's mainly beef and chicken for light. And you usually get like the chilies in there. And it tastes really the coconut milk, and it's gritty. It has a gritty taste to it because it's not processed like curry. It's not like liquid like curry. It's still a paste. I consider it a paste. Rendang is pasty and it's gritty, and you can really taste it, which is why you can differentiate that from curry. So see this really throughout Malaysia. You see it here. You see it in Ipoh. You see it in Penang. These old shop houses or opium dens or brothels are being converted into speakeasy bars, restaurants, cafes, some co-work spaces all over the country. And it's cool because a lot of these places have maintained their colonial ties. Basically, the building is pretty much the same. They've just done some minor updating and renovations. So it's a really cool kind of throwback style. This place is called Merchant's Lane, right there. And it's basically just a cafe and a small restaurant. And the next place we go to is actually a bar. So check out this toy store. Okay. Can we go into this toy store? Whoa. Oh, this is cool. It's a little wet. Whoa! It's raining on his backside.
So the ficus tree from upstairs.
Oh, that's a tree we saw earlier. Right upstairs. Oh, and it's hidden underneath the cafe we were just at. Ah. Oh, hey. Oh. This,
Welcome to PS 150. Number 150.
Kicking back old school tracks like damn. Can't get enough of this more like I don't even know where I am. Ooh baby get hyped to the beat, let's go cause this is our jam.
here's the finished product. And it is right here, the rumble in the Jizungle. Here's a look at their menu. Right here. I guess this drink is absolutely amazing. What I really like about it, it has a smoky flavor to it, and it turns out he said there's curry leaves in it. That's where it gets the smoky flavor from. And then they have like this dried pineapple on top. Absolutely delicious. And I love the vibe in here. It's so chill. Now, one thing you guys got to know about Malaysia is that alcohol here is a little bit pricey when compared to other Southeast Asian countries. Let's say a cocktail here is going to be about 50 ringgit. 50 ringgit is what about $15. Give or take about 15 US. Yeah, so it's a little pricey, but definitely worth it. Really good cocktails.
This is our jam. Let's go. Let me break it down right quick for my haters, my dictators and bad raiders. Since you never seem to get it right no more, then right no more. Kick back your feet and watch your back from perpetrators. My game's strong in my range roll. I got the blackjack juice and my racks off the roof, and you see the SUV.
Hey guys, welcome to Jalan Alur. We're wrapping this tour up here, which is the perfect place. So basically, Jalan Alur is like, as you guys can see around me, it's like the street food center of Kuala Lumpur. It's easily the most famous street in this country, and it's where you're gonna find pretty much anything you want. The funny thing is, it's a lot of Thai food. Of Jalan Alur has changed quite a bit. It's become far, I don't like to say touristic or commercial, it's just a little more aggressive with the restaurateurs trying to get you to come to their place. They all pretty much kind of sell the same thing. There are a couple of standouts here, but I mean, pretty much anywhere you go here, you're going to kind of get the same prices and service.
Holding up next to me, old enough to take you over Sesame. Remember, back when I was a kid, all I did was stroll back from the cold over South Bridge. My mama told me do no entiendo. All I ever heard was noise over my Nintendo. But when you get the chance to go up in this life, make sure that you take it, never ever think twice, yeah. And if you wanna get higher, pick up the mic and get to rapping, cause you're never getting higher. Yeah.
This is what's called lok lak. It's like a sauté street food buffet. Basically, you take it and you dip it into this to cook it, and that's that. You make a big plate of it, or they'll do it for you, and they sauce it up. Lok lak. All right, the first thing on Jalan Alur is some kind of Chinese cocktail, she calls it. And she had like a mischievous look on her face, so I don't know.
You bottoms up.
I have no idea what
Chinese.
this is. What is it called?
Wong Lo Gat.
Wong Lo Gat?
Yeah,
This is Wong Lo Gat.
it's good for you.
Oh, you're mean. It's
Mr.
interesting.
Wong Lo.
She's mean. She's mean for that. I don't even know how to describe it.
Scott, he says it tastes like Guinness.
It tastes like raisins. Like raisin Guinness. That's exactly what it says, like raisin Guinness. Alright.
It's putu piring. And it's just rice flour with coconut, desiccated coconut, and palm sugar. We're quickly steaming it. And done. Very clear. Yeah. Desiccated coconut, palm sugar.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you. Very hot.
All right, guys, you guys get to see me eat something that's very new to me, putu piring. So the past year when I've been coming to Malaysia, I've always seen it on Jalan Alor, specifically that vendor. I've always kind of wondered what it was, but I never had somebody explain to me. But now the good thing about having a food tour guide is that they can explain stuff to you. So putu piring, it's palm sugar, coconut, and one other ingredient?
Palm sugar, coconut, rice flour.
Rice flour. So it's essentially 3 ingredients, all natural ingredients, all put together, and created into this delicious little bucket. And those of you guys who know me know I'm not a big fan of shredded coconut, but we'll see. Putu piring. It's not bad. It tastes like a coconut biscuit. Like, or a scone. In the UK you call them scones, but it's exactly what it says, like coconut biscuit. Really, really good. And it comes with 5 ringgit. It's not bad, even as somebody who doesn't really like coconut, it's good. The final dish is going to be a delicious beef satay with some peanut sauce. Really, really simple, easy, and it's a good way to close it out, because the cool thing about satays is they're not too heavy, but they're just enough to kind of close out the night. Especially if you're trying to go get a few cocktails after this, it's the greatest way to get things going. And I prefer the beef over the chicken by far. All right, guys, we just finished up here on Jalan Alor with this amazing Simply Enak tour. Once again, amazing. You guys saw me in Penang. You guys saw me do this before. Absolutely wonderful tour as usual. I will leave their information below. Thank you so much, Pauline. You are definitely a better tour guide than Mark. I'm going to say that publicly. They are absolutely amazing. I've used them several times. You guys know I advocate them. You guys know any company I work with is going to be absolutely outstanding for you guys. This tour was great, and I'm looking forward to you guys letting me know how you enjoyed it. So as usual, leave a comment below. Leave the world better than you found it. I'll see you guys in the next video.